Okay, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to have a look at a Year 8 assignment called Excel Prices Task. In this task, you will use Excel to investigate discounts and price increases on items that you would like to buy. You should have created a list of 10 items that you would like to buy if you had an unlimited amount of money for homework before starting this task. Now, if you haven't done this, don't go too crazy with your list because you might find the spreadsheet has more to the point, you might not understand the results of the spreadsheet if you're dealing with very large numbers, because it might default to something that's beyond the Year 8 level called scientific notation. So have a think about 10 items that you might want to buy. I'll show you my list in a moment. Okay, so all right, so I might just provide my own spreadsheet for this particular one. So I'll show you what I've done in a minute, and then I will go and upload that later on. Okay, so list your products. Okay, so we've got a list of that, and their prices, column B. All right, we'll have a look at that in a minute. Okay, and here's the things that we're going to be doing for the C level. To each of your items, you're going to do the following things. You're going to discount them by 20%, so 20% sale, 10%, 5% discount, and if case we had a markup or inflation, 10% increase and 15% increase. So let me just show you my list of items. Okay, so here's my list. Okay, I've got an Apple keyboard because some people in my family like Apple computers for some reason. I like this Dare iced coffee with no added sugar. It's quite tasty. The chickens need feed. Teenager needs Pokemon cards. I wouldn't buy this many at one time, but okay, that's the box. Yeah, everyone loves pizza. Ice cream for kiddos. A jar of sauerkraut. A Xbox so I can play more Minecraft without it crashing. Some coffee for me and some hot cross buns because it's Easter. So those are my 10 items. All right. In terms of those 10 items, I have gone and put them into a spreadsheet. So let's have a look at our spreadsheet. All right, so here it is. So I just got the item names and the cost. All right, now I might just do a couple of things with this. You notice that the item names are actually being cut off by the cost. I'm going to take this column and move it across. Okay, now I can see the item. This one I'm also going to change. I'm going to highlight all of these because these are just written as like numbers and decimals. But I'm actually going to change it into a money format. Okay, you notice what it does here. It's got dollar signs and it rounds to the hundreds because you can have like 100 cents. So yeah, instead of having 9.5, it's 9.50 because that's a little bit more better looking for money. All right, so let's discuss what we're going to be doing. So we're going to be doing percentage increases and decreases. And how we're going to do that? Well, let's have a look at my notes for this section. All right, the percentage increase and decrease. All right, so our goal is we wish to find simple multipliers. I made it a bit larger. Simple multipliers to use to increase or decrease a value by a percentage. Okay, so I've got a guiding question. If an item was decreased by 10%, what percent of it remains? So I asked this question to my class, and some of them got it. Some of them was, I'm not too sure. But remember, if you have 100% of something, you have all of it. Okay, so if you decrease it by 10%, what will be left would be 90%. So 90%. Okay, now I've actually gone and written some formulas here. All right, so you've got a formula for decrease. To decrease something by a percentage, you take the item and you multiply by. So this is the part I want to work out. I want to work out what this multiplier is. So if I can just work that out, I can then multiply that for all the items. Okay, so 100 minus percentage divided by 100. So 100 being like the total of everything, percentage mean what I'm going to take out, and we divide by 100 after we've done this subtraction. So we can actually just go and find a multiplier instead of it being like a number that's out of 100. It'll be out of 1, which is important for when we do the operation. So let's have a look at, I'll do an example, all right, in a moment for that. The increase formula is actually similar. A lot of people make mistakes with increases. So when you say, oh, okay, I want a 10% increase, they forget that you got to include what you already started with. So you have to start from 100% and then add on the percentage. If you work out 10% just without adding on that, you don't work out 10% increase, you're working out 10% of, which is actually a 90% decrease. All right, so we'll show you that in a moment. Let's have a look at some of the numbers in our assignment. So we're just going to have a look and we'll pick the first decrease and the first increase. All right, so whoops, not that one. I want word. Okay, so we're having a discount, which is a decrease. All right, so discount by 20%. All right, so let's have a look how that works. All right, if I go to my formula, go to that one. All right, so I might type this one actually. Okay, so I'm going to work out the part in the bracket. So we got, okay, 100, that's everything, minus 20 divided by 100. Okay, so remember that slash means divide by. I don't have a divide sign on here. I could use another program, but it's easier and quicker if I do it this way. All right, so what happens there is we would end up with, all right, I might just make a comment on that top. That's a 20% decrease or discount. All right, so we got that. Now what happens is you end up with, if you work that out, you have 80 divided by 100, which is equal to 0.8. So that's actually what you multiply by. If you lost 20%, you've kept 80%, and you times by 0.8 because it's 80 out of 100. All right, so that's the decrease formula, and that's the multiplier. That's what you go and multiply all the numbers by. We'll show you that in a moment. Now, the other one we'll do is, okay, back to the assignment. Okay, we have an increase of 10%. Let's go work out what that is. All right, so we're going to use this formula over here. Okay, so we have a 10% increase. All right, so 10% increase, you'll have bracket 100, so that's everything, plus your extra 10% divided by 100. Whoopsies. Okay, and that's going to give you 100, oopsies, a bit more. Review a bit. Okay, so 110 divided by 100 is equal to 1.1, and that is the multiplier. So the idea is if you increase something, you still keep everything you had and you have a little bit more. So it's 1.1. Yeah, so that's how these formulas work to get you the multipliers. Okay. Now I'm going to close that and let's save my notes. Okay. All right. So, all right. Now going back to here, let's go and use that. So my first one, I want to have a decrease. Let's go with, let's call it a 20% decrease discount. Okay. I'm going to increase my cells so I can read all of that because I'm going to have other things in here. Now I had 3 discounts and 2 increases. So I'm actually going to put my 10% increase over here. All right. Now, we went and worked out what the multipliers are. So what I mean by that is we can then just go and multiply B2, remembering that if you're doing this on a spreadsheet, the star button, which is Shift 8 on my keyboard, is the multiply sign. And we can go multiply by 0.8. Now, that is correct. However, I would rather it if you actually went and put the formula in. The reason for that is a little bit of a programming thing. Whereas when someone else looks at your work and they're going to wonder where the 0.8 came from, if they don't understand how percentage increase and decrease work, it just looks like a magic number to them. So let's have a look. Let's get rid of that. And in place of it, I'm going to put that formula I just wrote out. So that was 100 take 20 divided by 100. Okay. And you get exactly the same thing. 111 and 20 cents. Okay, So let's now, to get all your ones to work like that, drag that down and go. And you got it. I'm going to let you try the other discounts yourself, but let's do a 10% increase. Once again, you could multiply by 1.1. Let's just check if that works. Okay, start 1.1, enter, and there's your increase. I rather it for your assignment that you go and put in the command. You can write it out in your assignment as well, just to make sure that you understand everything. But I'd rather see it in here like this, so then I can go check and say that you've done it correctly. Now you see I've done it incorrectly because I put 11 instead of 10. There you go, fix it. All right, so then I can go and see what you've gone and put in, and I can see, okay, yep, you've got that formula, and it does the job for you. And then we can drag that down, and it does all of them. So I've got all my 20% discounts and 10% increases. If you do the other ones for the other discounts and the other increases, you've done all the work basically needed to get the C grade as far as the mathematics go. So, all right. So, yep, has open provided spreadsheet, list your products, blah, 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 use discount formula. Okay, and go and do that. All right. So, okay, I'm just going to explain these ones. I'm not going to, sorry, I'd say I'm not going to explain these ones. I'm going to just give you a few little hints about this. All right, so if you want to get the higher grades, here's an idea of what to do. All right, pick an item. In the table below, record its original price and its price after a 15% increase has been applied. All right, so you got the new price, so you get that 50% increase, which is one of the ones they asked you to do. If this 15% became the new standard price, what percentage discount would you need to be applied in order for the item to be available for original price? All right. So in other words, you're starting with the 15% increase price. You're looking at the original price and you're thinking, what percentage do I need to decrease to go from here to there? I'll give a little hint. It is not 15% decrease to go from the increased price to the original price. So you might need to find a strategy to do that. If you want a high grade, you're going to have to work it out. Perhaps consider reorganizing those formulas, and I might help some dedicated students who really want to try that to give it a go. All right, part C. If a GST was applied to this item after the 15% price increase, by what percentage in total has the price increased? All right, here's a little hint. Well, you've got a 15% increase and a 10% increase. Now you can work those out in multipliers and then increase both of those. So work out both those multipliers and perhaps even multiply them and see what happens. You might be onto something. So give it a try, see how you go. All right, I'll see you in the next video.